Well, there she is. I promised you that she would make an appearance, and it's the first time she makes a public appearance, and it's on Newsroom Africa. It's the brand new GladAfrica Championship Trophy, and it is here with us in the studio. The first time it will be won this season, and there's a couple of teams that are vying for it. Among those, Swallows FC in what was previously known as the National First Division, and of course Ajax Cape Town bidding to make a comeback into the top league of South African football. But to talk to me about this beauty here is the Group CEO of GladAfrica, Mr. Kulani Lebese, and he's joined by Lux September from the Premier Soccer League. Lux, good morning. Let me start with you. It's been an interesting season that we have been in, and the relationship with GladAfrica, some might have thought that it is a little bit tested, being first-time sponsors and all of that. Did you at some point feel that that is the case and you need to make an impression on the new sponsor?
I think in many ways, I know that this sounds it's going to be a bit of a cliche, but it's obviously almost like a natural marriage, really, because GladAfrica is a company that has got its heart in Africa. The Premier Soccer League is the biggest brand in Africa. Yeah. So it actually kind of makes sense that these two brands will therefore work together towards something, in this case, to build the first division, which is now known as the GladAfrica Championship. I mean, since August 1, this has breathed life to the GladAfrica Championship. You see now the level of football there. You see now the quality of football, the competitive nature of it. I know a lot of people think it's a foregone conclusion that the championship race, yeah, but I don't think so. We still have a long way to go. But you know, it's too. It's a brand that is growing, that is strong. I mean, you can see the trophy. You know, a lot of attention to detail. Because, there are people who specialize in engineering and so on. So you can see the detail that is in it, and it's class. They understand class. That's why they joined the most successful league in Africa at the moment.
Kulani, let me come to you then. On that note of class and the design, talk to us about what went into the thought for this design over here.
I think the design basically speaks to what we deem as GladAfrica's commitment to Africa, the people, Africa, the place, Africa, the pursuit. So basically what we're trying to illustrate there is our commitment to the development of football in South Africa and in Africa in general. The partnership has given us that platform basically to basically showcase who we are as a brand, but also to uplift the league. Mm-hmm. The most important thing for us was to basically get the league to have its own identity and to be competitive in terms of when you're looking at the league and watching football, that you see teams that are competitive, you see players that are showcasing their skills, but at the same time you see commitment all around. And our partnership with PSL has been very good.
Talk to us about it then. In fact, I posed the question to Lux about the first season. I mean, I don't think by any stretch of imagination you would have expected a 4-month recess in the season. None of us did. And as a first-time sponsor, surely you would have felt, maybe we shouldn't have.
Not really. We're in safe hands. They kept us in the loop all the time. And we also believed in the plan to resuscitate or to reconvene football. It's been, for us, been an incredible start to the first season, although we've had the break. The first season, if you look at the games and you go back and analyze, it's been really exciting, competitive, unpredictable, and a lot of skillful players I've seen. And I'm actually looking forward to the remainder of the league. I can't wait to see how it's going to end up, because as Lux said, basically the rundown is you never know where it's going to go. Somebody's going to lift this trophy. It's the first time. So I think the motivation after last night's launch and seeing the trophy and everything...
I think I'm going to be the first one to lift it.
You're not allowed to, you know. You're not good enough.
You know? How do you know, Lux? but Lux, speaking about winners, there's a lot of money that has been pumped into this league by GladAfrica this season. We know that the prize money wasn't as good as a lot of people would have wanted in the past, but 3 million for the winners of the second division in South Africa.
Look, I'll tell you what, you know, I mean, obviously the financial investment helps us to be able to run a very professional league. It enables clubs to be able to go to the transfer market, improve their playing squad. This obviously has a knock-on effect because the quality of football therefore improves, you know. So we need commercial partners who come and invest in the game. And therefore, you know, you see the improvement that is happening in the league and so on. But I think what's important about the Premier Soccer League, the product itself, the 32 clubs, has been the unpredictable nature of the football, has been the quality of the football, has been the reliability of the fixture, because he is obviously investing in something that he knows is credible, is able to give him is able to be a vehicle for him to market his brand and so forth. It's important for us to understand football not just as a 90 minutes game, but also as a business, to say how can we sustain this business not only in 2020 but in 2030. And therefore, if we are healthy, he has to be healthy.
Very true.
Going forward, Kulani, your relationship with the PSL, what are you looking forward to as the sponsors, and obviously entrusted with making sure that we have young upcoming stars in the top league?
I think when we look at the first season, we've really matched quite well. We've looked at certain objectives that we've worked well together. And I think you can see by the nature of the standard of the game, as Lux has been saying, that the game has really improved. You see players basically coming up, and we're hoping that will translate to those other footballers that are in the communities that will want to really come up and play in this championship. And by giving it its own identity, we believe that basically it will attract good players in the future as well.
All right. Lux September, it would be remiss of me if I do not ask you, since we're on the topic of sponsorship, about the top league. We do know that the sponsors for the top tier will no longer be there come next season. How far are we with regards to negotiations for or securing a new sponsor for what is now known as the Absa Premiership?
Yeah, I don't want to necessarily steal the thunder from Kulani and GladAfrica here. I mean, obviously it's been a fantastic relationship, 16-year relationship, 13 years in the Absa Premiership, in the other years with cup competition with our partners Absa. And I think right now, obviously we are still, in that nostalgia. We are still talking more about the Absa Premiership because we still have a couple of fixtures to go. And we're still looking to the resumption of football that is next week in the Absa Premiership, the Nedbank Cup coming this weekend and so on. For us, it's a matter of just first of all completing the season. We have to keep you in suspense. We have to keep you in suspense. If I spill the beans right now, there is no more suspense. There is no reason to you to watch and follow.
Is there a narrowing down that has been done, though?
I think it's important for you to keep your eyes on the ball, to make sure that you are tuned in all the time. As I said, the focus right now has been on the resumption of football, which is happening this weekend, thankfully, so that he can get a return on his investment. And the second part, obviously, is us to talk about the new season when the time comes. And I'm sure, if you are patient enough, you will definitely get the answers you're looking for. And I'm not trying to be evasive. It's important for me to respect their time all the time. For now, it's GladAfrica time. It's still Absa time because it's still the Absa Premiership.
Yeah.
And then let's cross that bridge when we get to it. We're not too far to that bridge, so be patient.
Okay. I've run out of patience for football to restart.
Me too. You're not alone.
No, for football to restart. And this weekend, as you mentioned, we're getting back into the swing of things. How ready are we?
Gee, slept in the morning this morning, actually. I think the chairman quite correctly, Dr. Khoza, put it and said, first of all, we have to look at the issue of compliance Compliance, compliance, compliance. Not as a tick box exercise, but for the league to set an example to the country. The return of football is such a positive news. You know, every time I'm watching Newsroom Africa, you know, COVID news, this and that in the country. We need something to lift our spirits a little bit. We need something, 90 minutes of football to escape a little bit. And I think we're looking forward to that. But once again, to the member clubs and everyone else who's involved in that, compliance. It's important because football is a mirror of society. We have to set this example. And for us, it's less hours of sleep because compliance, compliance, compliance. We thank all the stakeholders who have really worked very hard to ensure that we are where we are now, but we are not relaxing because on Saturday we must kick off. On Sunday we must kick off with GladAfrica at 3:30, and we must conclude the season.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, I've run out of time, but thank you so much for your time to the both of you. Luck September from the Premier Soccer League, as well as Kulani Lebese from GladAfrica, who has brought us this beauty here in studio. And one of maybe Utongati FC, Ajax Cape Town, or Swallows FC will hoist it aloft, but not before I do. So that's all we've got time for this hour. And we've got a lot still here on the AM Report, so stay tuned.